right, welcome members and also general public. This is going to be a reading for February. Technically, all my readings are timeless, so this doesn't have to be for February 2026, the year that I'm filming it, but it can apply to this current month if you find this at a later date, or if it's not even connected to the energy of February, there still could be messages here for you because all readings are timeless. But we're going to be doing the February reading today, and we'll be making it for the members initially and then publicly a bit later. So members will get advanced viewership, ad-free, and then it'll go public. So as you can see here, we have two groups today instead of three. I just felt called to do two, so that's what we're doing. Group number 1 is the Village card, and group number 2 is the Vow. If you feel called to more than one, like both, for example, here, feel free to watch the readings in whatever order. Timestamps are below, and we'll see you in your readings. All right, hi, group number 1. Welcome to your February reading. You guys were drawn to the Village card, and let's take a look at what the energies of February could potentially hold for you. It feels like you're being heavily influenced by collective energy this month. This could be major themes that you see showing up in your life in regard to the groups that you participate in, whether it's your neighborhood, your friendship groups, your work, colleagues, or even just the global collective as a whole. I'm hearing something about making the march, and it feels like a group moving forward together. Something about March, the month of March, could also be significant. It comes right after February, on the tails of February. So there could be something about this collective movement that you feel, to me, like you're participating in February, that does move you forward with this group, or perhaps you're helping the group to march forward as well. Let's see, we have the Angel. It did come out in the reverse, and I'm hearing something about habits. So we'll look at the shadow attribute of this and how to embody the light aspect. So the light is the helping of those in need with no expectation of return. The shadow attribute is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Okay, so I'm going to put it upside down so I remember that it came out reversed. There could be something about like village leaders, let's say, for example, people who pretend to have wisdom that they don't, and how they are manipulating or leading the group. You might want to keep an eye on that. That's coming through. Okay, we have bully. Okay, and the shadow attribute of this as well. So the light attribute is highlighting your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. The shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. Okay, so if you have anyone in your community, in your village, in this group of people or souls that we're talking about here in February, you may need to confront internally or externally that shadow aspect of the bully, the shadow aspect of the angel. So I'm hearing something about being poked and prodded. Where have you felt like you've been poked and prodded? And I'm seeing a cattle prong. Where do you feel like you've been pushed in a direction that maybe you don't want to go? Maybe it's like it veils itself is what it looks like to me. It kind of veils itself as social inclusion or social connection, but deep down there's like this desire to fit in that may be molding you or shaping you in a direction that you don't want to go. And I think maybe checking in with where you're at, what aligns with you and what doesn't, what really sits well with you and what doesn't, may help you in the month of March and then into the spring, in the month of February and then into the spring, because I'm hearing March and May as well could be significant. Child nature. Friendships with animals communicate with nature spirits. Shadow attribute tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. This one's coming out in the light, in the upright. So friends with animals, communication with nature spirits going to be your best friend this month, because some of the people that you're around may be destabilizing to you. Something about a disability I'm getting. Bullying about a disability or bullying yourself about that. Shadow attributes often show up on the inside, but they can, if left unchecked for long enough, manifest externally through the types of people that we attract. But if you have the state of awareness where you can understand that the inside becomes the outside, then you don't necessarily have to see it manifest outside of you and come in these types of group situations. So I'm hearing something about friendship, protocols of friendship, like what is expected of you in the relationships that you have in your life. Who expects what of you? You could be looking at aspects of that. And I'm hearing that something is not sitting well with you in February. Something's not sitting well with you. And there is a deep sort of dis-ease that I'm picking up on. I feel like grounding is really going to help. Grounding is going to put things in perspective for you. It's going to show you where your loyalties lie. Something about figuring things out could happen in nature in February. So maybe getting out and walking around the village, walking around your neighborhood, walking around the city, walking around the parish, wherever you live, just being able to kind of get out and connect externally in this way. It's going to help you to kind of like weed through some stuff in your mind around what's going on with this group. Now I'm hearing purposeful. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom. Mediator. Yeah, okay, I see. So in the light attribute, it's the gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. Shadow attribute, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. So this could be within a group of friends or a group of, I'm hearing to be fair and in fairness of all things, could be colleagues in work as well. Child nature, child wounded as well, and the child eternal. So a lot of inner child. It feels like your inner child is being activated quite profoundly in the month of February, and there may be this tendency to want to limit conflict. Like, how can I be the mediator, the lightning rod for these people who are very set in their ways or become aggressive, or, I'm getting like this sort of walking on eggshells type of energy. And how can I limit some of that energy that's coming from the outside? And part of this may be a tendency to want to kind of just move away from it entirely, like let's go run out into the forest and hide. But it feels like it needs to be dealt with. It needs to be dealt with. And there's something about this energy that needs to not be squandered. I'm not really sure what that is yet, but I just got that message. I just heard that. So what is that? What do you mean not being squandered? 7 of Cups reversed. I'm hearing it's a decision. It's like a choice point for you. And it feels like there's this tendency to want to avoid confrontation or to avoid conflict. But you're being in some ways emotionally swayed or emotionally manipulated. It's like group consensus or group think. And people are saying we need to go in this direction or we need to do things this way. And it's like if you don't play by those rules, then you'll get kicked out of the group or you'll get picked on or you'll get poked and prodded in that direction anyway. And so there's something here about not wasting your energetic space. I don't know what that's specifically here. Let me get more context because that's coming through, but I don't know what that actually means. So not wasting your energetic space. The High Priestess. Okay. Yeah. So your psychic sensitivity, your psychic ability, your ability to intuitively choose for yourself and not to be coerced, manipulated, or aggressively directed in a particular way. Like you need to not squander that ability of choosing for yourself, by yourself. It's fine to go to others for practical advice when we need it, but we always need to be weighing that against what we internally know and what feels right for us, because the best, most well-intentioned advice can sometimes be wrong. And it's simply because it's a very internal, subjective thing when we're dealing with our own karma, our own dharma, our own life mission, our own soul's calling. Like these are the kinds of themes that I'm seeing here in February. I also just heard September. So we're kind of picking up on a very broad arching energy here because we've gone into the spring and now I'm getting stuff to do with the fall. So it's like this is going to stretch over a long period of time, this energy that you're working with. And I think the most important thing, like the most crucial aspect of this is not, I'm hearing not to give up hope, but I was going to say is not to let yourself be swayed or influenced by other people who aren't necessarily walking the same path as you. And some of them may have the best intention, others of them don't. That's the problem, is that it's maybe you have to discern between who is looking out for you and attempting to hold your hand through the process without influencing it or directing you through shame or control, and who is manipulating you and making you feel disempowered to get you to progress in a direction that serves or benefits them and them alone. That's what you'll have to watch out for here, Knight of Cups, because there's some kind of strategy here and it feels like emotional manipulation. And so you have to be very aware of the emotional dynamic that you sit with in yourself. That's why I think you're being called to connect back to and soothe. I'm hearing soothe your inner child through grounding, through nature. Because even, when we think of bullies, yes, it can definitely happen in adulthood as well, in maturity. But a lot of the examples of quote unquote bullying are stereotyped around childhood. And we saw the child nature, child wounded, and child eternal come up. And so it feels like you're kind of being asked to look at these symptoms of where has my wounded child become, I want to say subservient, or like where have I been acquiescing to things that don't feel best for me because I don't want to be bullied about it, or I don't want to be seen in a certain light, or I don't want to be cast out from the village. Wheel of Fortune. I'm hearing it's your time to shine. That was an interesting message that came up right as I turned the card over. I heard it's your time to shine. So your luck or your fate might be changing, and perhaps this is making you uncomfortable because it's calling you out of that comfort zone of the village, that protective sort of membrane of community. Maybe it's causing you to go against the grain in some way, and there is some aggravation or some splits that happen because of that. Four of Cups, especially for people who don't want to go with you or who aren't willing to understand you at this new level. I'm getting like you offering guidance or you offering information and not doing it from this shadow, although I would be kind of like checking in with that throughout this month just to make sure, because there does seem to be something kind of percolating under the surface there in the shadow around honesty and like versus triggers, and whether you're playing it safe or trying to people please, or whether you're living your authentic truth and walking that path with confidence. Yeah. So anyway, it feels like you're offering some kind of solution here, but there's certain people who don't want to hear it. Or maybe you're that person. Let's see. The World card is coming out as well. The village, the world, something you're connected to globally here. The Three of Swords. It's like collective pain, like a pain point. This is hitting up on a pain point. And it feels like it's coming from, okay, the Two of Cups is on the bottom. It feels like it's coming from the past. Strength reversed. And the Queen of Cups. So this is a deep emotional wound. And I'm hearing I heard the word segregation, separation. It feels like this is a wound around those themes. Okay. So what you want to do here is stay connected with yourself. And Seven of Wands underneath that, then 10 of Pentacles. The lighthouse shines its light. It doesn't go to the boats to redirect their course. I just heard that. You see that lighthouse there? So stay rooted, stay grounded. Don't pick yourself up to go and change other people's courses. You don't need to do that. You just need to keep walking your own path. And usually the Seven of Wands is shown as somebody defending their high ground and protecting their energetic space, or providing, feedback through the people who are trying to approach them through very aggressive boundaries. In this one, she's just using those wands to make a path for herself. And she's using one to balance as she walks across this little bit of a treacherous bridge. So it feels like you emotionally are just kind of setting out on your own here. And I want to say, take your time with that, because with the 10 of Pentacles, it feels like this is something that does require a lot of patience from you. It's like a restructuring that I'm seeing going on here when it comes to relationship dynamics based on your childhood nature. And I'm hearing something about predictability, and it may feel like this is unpredictable to you. And I think the reason being is because the predictability of the village that once created a sense of community or created a sense of connection, you may just be kind of like questioning. I'm hearing salt of the earth. Something about grounding is coming up again. You may be questioning who has what motive, and I'm hearing intensity. Okay, we have reward yourself. You've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and it's time for you to receive. Make this time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy, mood, and motivation at a consistently high level. There's something about this conch shell, because I'm being shown how he's holding the conch shell in his hand here and offering it to her. And then I did notice that here in the Four of Cups, how there's this cloud coming with the conch shell. It's kind of like Ace of Cups energy, where you're offering this love, this, I'm hearing insight as well, although I don't usually see Ace of Cups as insight, but it's like a heart level grounded insight. And then this, again, this inner child coming with the conch shell. So your inner child seems to be calling you emotionally to pay attention to something where you need to better prioritize your emotional knowing, your state of security, and it's like listening to the call of your heart. Okay, family just came out from the bottom. I'm going to put it, no, I guess we'll keep it, because I just got this feeling of no, we need to keep it. Family, this situation is rooted in an emotional experience with a family member, which we can help you to understand and heal. In your mind and heart, surround this person, yourself, and the experience with calming blue light and many angels. Okay, the angels are helping you here. Be open to the gifts within the situation and allow yourself to feel peace. I feel like the angels are helping you to mitigate some kind of a family dynamic that your inner child is still kind of holding on to here. And that may be acting as a crutch within this village dynamic, whether it's family or some other group of people that we've mentioned previously. And look what's underneath that. I kid you not, child. Shower of abundance is here, but let's read child. Something about intergenerational wealth is coming up. Okay, child, you care deeply about children and they readily respond to your love. All children, including your own inner child, yes, require love, affection, and attention. We can clear and open your heart and schedule so that you can give time and energy to the children who need you. So it feels like there's an aspect of your inner child that's surfacing this month, group number 1, that really needs you to take time to spend with yourself, to have that strength to feel those deep emotions, especially in crucial conflicts or, where you might feel inner conflict. It doesn't have to be showing up as outer conflict, but it feels like an inner conflict with yourself around going your own way, doing things your own way, not being understood, not needing to be that lightning rod or the mediator for every situation, not going over. I'm hearing something about not going overboard, not overextending yourself, and not bending over backwards for people, because there does tend to be this offering of love and support, or this offering of, I'm hearing control. Okay. Let me say something here. The shadow side of a wounded empath is trying to fix other people and heal them and solve all of their problems, because selfishly the empath feels uncomfortable sitting in the presence of those disturbances. It's like energetically the wounded empath will feel the distortions in the people around them and need to try and fix it. And I think this is why this part of your inner child, which children don't have boundaries. I mean, they do. But they're so interdependent and dependent with initial caregivers. Like think of a child who is completely dependent, can't feed itself, can't go to the grocery store, can't walk around in the outside world and earn a living and make money and like keep a house. Children they don't have the capacity to do that yet. And so there is a level of dependency. And if you learned in early childhood that I need to make myself smaller, or be seen in a very particular light because this is what soothes the conflict around me in the adults that I'm beginning to connect to here, or I'm hearing see in a better light, something about seeing something or seeing someone in a better light. It's like if they can see me in a better light, then their mood will adjust and then I'll be safe. And this is like, it is a subtle manipulation. It's a manipulation of other people because you're trying to keep yourself safe. It's not a nefarious, evil agenda. It's just a very unconscious, subconscious pattern that the child self learned to adapt to the environment to create safety. And so it's not something that you need to bully yourself about. It's not something to shame yourself about. It's something to understand. And I'm hearing wise, to become wiser about it, so that you can respond from a perspective of true inner strength and not sacrifice yourself to, I'm hearing, or something about succumbing to the needs of others, to not sacrifice yourself at this altar of other people to get them to play it safe, or to get them to be steady so that you feel safe. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. This feels like you are mentoring someone. I don't know why that's all of a sudden coming through. You may be mentoring someone and needing to realize that you can't necessarily prepare them for everything that the world has to offer. If you are a mother or a father and you are mentoring your literal child, this could be very triggering for your inner child. Or if you are taking someone on as a student, could be very triggering for the inner child, because there's a part of you that wants to make sure that they're always safe, but you can't fix their environment, or you can't change the circumstances of their life, their choices, and even like to go even bigger and broader, their karma and what they're here to learn. So kind of feels like there's this need to let go, to accept what you can and can't change, and to release expectations that you've placed on yourself in regard to how you feel like you need to show up in the world, or how you need to prepare yourself to handle other people so that they feel safe in your presence or comforted by you, or so that they accept you in some way. And I'm hearing, don't reject yourself. Don't reject yourself. Something about preparing for the best, but expecting the worst is coming through. I'm not sure how that's related, but I just heard that too. And this may have been something, this may have been like a family dynamic. Okay, one more deck. I did get this Nature's Whispers for you guys, and I feel like nature is going to be very helpful, especially if you were a child who like lived in nature, or you were very attracted to spending time in nature. Nature is going to be your resource to fight some of this fear around, like these conditioned type of responses. Okay, acceptance of love. It's time for you to receive love. It's time for you to show up differently. But there's something about getting unstuck here that's coming through as well. Getting unstuck, perhaps in regard to how you've woven your life with other people. I keep hearing the word expectations, and it could be in love, marriage, romance, family, work. Those are the ones that are coming through the strongest anyway. And it just kind of feels like in the past you may have had like an interwoven sort of codependency thing going on here. And now you're being called to anchor down so that this inner child can actually show up authentically and receive love in a way that isn't disempowering to yourself or others. Like, it's actually very authentic, and it's not coming from this need for control. And I'm hearing you, okay, yeah, you are worth it. And I'm hearing you are worth it. You are worth it. Clear endeavor and laughter. Okay, so childlike innocence, vulnerability. Where does vulnerability and childlike innocence make you feel some type of way? Because we did see that with the shadow side of the angel, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. I feel like there's something here in the heart where maybe you were even projected upon, like, oh, you're just playing innocent, like crocodile tears. Something about being accused of manipulating. But children cannot consciously manipulate. Like, they don't really know what they're doing, even if they do know what they're doing. because it's an unconscious mechanism that's just responding from this need for connection. And sometimes bullies are the ones who need the most love because their actions are symptoms of a lack of connection, not just with the parents, but with themselves. And so they act out because they feel disempowered. They feel weak and vulnerable. It's not the strong who bully, it's those who are experiencing that weakness, the opposite of strength, right? So in relationships in February, you could be exploring these very deep and sort of touchy subjects around your own sense of self-worth and how you show up and interchange that and exchange that with other people. How are you allowing yourself to receive that? How are you giving that? What are you attaching? Are there strings attached to what you're giving or what you're receiving? Are there expectations that you've placed on yourself or that you've housed based on how people have expected you to do things in the past? I feel like you're changing some of that. And that may be a little jarring for you, may even be a little jarring for other people because you're going to be showing up differently. But I'm hearing it's your time to shine. So I feel like I need to tell you that you need to embrace your boldness. You need to embrace not always just being the mediator or not always being seen as this vulnerable emotional self. Like it's okay for this child of nature to be both strong, I'm hearing the word committed as well, and soft. Both strong and soft. And it feels very authentic. Ooh, underneath that, we have potential gateway and open your heart. Maintain your childlike spirit. Keep your dreams alive. Okay. Making a wish. Definitely childlike energy here. So February, main theme, inner child. Main theme, inner child. See how that plays out through all these different dynamics. Look back at your family history. Open up with friends that feel safe to you. Open up with yourself. Be vulnerable. Make connections, lighten your heart, because this is a gateway into new things and something about new rhythms and new paradigms I'm hearing as well. And that's connected to this shower of abundance. Ooh, underneath that we have life purpose and heart chakra. Oh my God, and innocence. I shit you not, okay? So innocence, this is your theme here. Connecting like with this deep inner child, but the wound in that inner child needs to be dealt with. It needs to be held. I'm hearing like hold your inner child to heal that wound. And I'm hearing gift, gift, gift. This is the life purpose. They want me to read life purpose. Okay. The purpose of your life is to serve in a way that brings great joy to yourself and others. Don't worry about finding your purpose. Instead, focus on serving a purpose, and then your purpose will serve you. So again, it's like you're here to serve, but I feel like this month is a big transformation from the wounded empath to the empowered empath, because the empowered empath can see and deal with other people's emotions and not take them on. You can feel the emotions of others and not have to course correct their lives to regulate your nervous system. You can take on a lot and not have it overpower you, and not because you're just a workhorse or a beast of burden. No, because your heart chakra is now grounded and able to practically release all that is not yours. You're able to stay steady and stable in your own energy and to uphold that. And I'm hearing through the rhythms, changes, and motions of life. This is creating a wealth of abundance for you, or it's actually unlocking a wealth of abundance for you. The law of attraction and something about family history is showing up. I keep seeing wealth, wealth, wealth. To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you'll allow. Money and self-worth could be tied together here as well, like shame. Shame around I'm not worthy, I don't deserve to receive, I have to constantly give to make myself valuable, I have to adapt to be and please others so that I'm included in the group, I don't want to be abandoned. And that could be something that you're really dealing with here in terms of this heart chakra. Release, clearing, and opening of the heart, because the heart is a portal. It is a gateway. Look at that tree. See how it has a heart-shaped portal in it? When you open your heart, you open the gateway. And this is creating so much potential here for you. Aligning with your purpose, aligning with this natural state of abundance. That's what I just heard. It's a natural state of abundance. This is your true earthly realm being. This is your sovereignty. the child of nature. And what is nature if not fruitful and abundant? So I think I'll leave it there, group number 1. This is what wanted to come through. This is the message for February. So temper whatever messages came through. Just take what resonates, but try to look at some of these inner child themes, because that's really the core of all of this. And then how that touches on these areas of interpersonal dynamics in relationship, financial flow, and how you operate energetically with love in your heart. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a reading with me, I'm still currently in this temporary window of offering 30-minute readings. So we've got 30-minute readings. They are recorded, sent out to you. If you would like to order one, the link to my PayPal is in the description box below. Just send over the amount, which is also listed there in the description, with your name and email address. And then I will send those out to you when I get those done. I'm beginning to work on them tomorrow. So I will start with the new list of personal private readings. I'm really excited to see what comes through for you guys. And more messages to come. So stay tuned. I love you. Thank you, members, for subscribing to the channel and joining the memberships. That really does help me to continue doing the work that I'm doing. Thank you to anyone who has ordered a private reading or who plans to in the future, because that also helps me to continue doing this work here with you guys. I love you. Thank you. Bless you. And we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You guys were drawn to the vow card, and we're going to look at messages for the month of February and see what's coming up energetically for you. There's something you're very committed to that's really strongly coming through right away. Obviously, the vow can talk about that, but I'm just getting strong sense of like material commitment to something. A lot of effort, a lot of work and pride in your work has been applied. I'm being shown the bull, so Taurus themes could be part of this, because Taurus is very dedicated, very loyal, a little stubborn, but they're very much willing to apply themselves in the physical way to create something. So your work, your effort, something's being applied here. February, it feels like I'm hearing a dynamic exchange, and I'm seeing these two clasping hands. Okay, so you could be making a commitment to someone or something, or seeing that really strengthen in some way. Diamond here. Yeah, a commitment. Something is measurable, I'm hearing. Measurable. Ooh, guide. In the light attribute too. So it's representing the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. We can read the shadow as well, but it came up upright. So that we'll emphasize something about emphysema. We'll emphasize the light. Shadow is places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. I see this one as well. Ooh, the mystic and the guide. Wow. Light attribute revels in intimate union with the divine. Shadow attribute delusional rapport with the divine. Are you guiding something, someone? Are you acting as a committed messenger? I'm seeing this dove here. All of a sudden it transformed into a hawk or a peregrine falcon, and it's like there's an insight from above that you are bringing here, grounding into the physical reality and working very hard to pursue. I'm also hearing to align yourself with, and something about the timelines and the trajectory, and I'm hearing necessary efforts, and then the word benefits is also coming through. I'm being shown something about pigs and a stew, like beef stew. I'm not sure what all that's about. Okay, we have storyteller, light attribute, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Shadow attribute, making up tales that harm others. So these are all in the light. So it feels like you're telling a story, and you're using that in a very mystical, intangible way to guide others in the material. Something about a missionary statement, hero, heroine. Light attribute, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. Shadow attribute, escapism and false sense of heroism. I feel strongly like you are committed to a task of rising up. There is a rising or a risen energy. Look at that. No way. The damsel and it's like the damsel and the hero. Okay. Savior, something about savior complexes could be something that you're working with, but it doesn't seem shadow. It doesn't seem like it's become distorted. It feels like you're actually looking at these themes and going, I understand the dynamics. I understand what I need to do. I understand how I'm going to provide support in this way, or I'm committed to this building of whatever this is, because I'm not operating from, I'm hearing something about pain and pleasure. The Lover's underneath there, liberator. But I'm not operating from this, I need to save them or they need to save me type of dynamic. It's very empowered, and I'm hearing the word understanding. Okay, so the damsel understanding, okay, it literally says that. I was channeling, not looking at the card, and then as soon as I looked down, understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. Oh, that's why the Lover card is underneath. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And the shadow attribute, waiting for a knight to provide for you. Seduction by romantic illusion. That came up in one of a reading I did on the other channel. It was a Pisces collective message called a Siren song. It's on my channel Aqua Gem, and it's on the member side of that. So like, yeah, it was a collective message, but I was called to just kind of put it there instead of making it public, because it was only for a chosen few. I'm hearing, okay, yeah. So sometimes messages aren't meant for everyone, and we have to discern, especially as readers. If you're a guide or a mystic or a storyteller or some kind of a reader yourself, I think you'll understand this very well. Okay, something about your health is coming through. Let's see what we've got going on here. 8 of Cups, the Magician. Ooh. Something about the material realm. I'm hearing that. What do we also have? 10 of Pentacles and Page of Wands. Your health and the material realm. Material wealth could be important here as well. 10 of Pentacles is that long-term experience. I'm hearing long-term experience. Something about Saturn and growth patterns. So the planet Saturn being about these long cycles of learning and or teaching. Saturn as the guide here to wisdom. And we have the Page of Wands as well. What are you building? It feels like chop wood. There's a deck that I have that has a chop wood card, and it's very much about just doing the daily mundane tasks. And there's a story that's coming into my mind. Yeah, something about storyteller and like ancient mystics and the way that the ancient guides would guide through metaphor and through learning. But I'm being shown almost like a Taoist master who is teaching his student that, yes, we can connect to the divine and we can do all this meditation and we can do all of these very spiritual practices, but you still need to carry water. You still need to go down to the well and get that water every day. And you still need to dump out the latrines and stuff like that, or you need to dump out the privy pots and things. It's like doing the dirty work. There's still dirty work and mundane stuff that needs to be done, even when you are mastering this high level gift or skill. Kind of feels like being humbled a bit. And it's something about patterns. And I'm being shown Saturn again, like Saturn's pattern in your life. Where has Saturn taught you to lead or to guide through your commitment to authenticity in your authority? And how have you been asked or tasked with humbling yourself so that you don't feel as though you have to know everything all the time, and or that you are not the only one who can do it? It's, I don't know why that's coming through, but there's kind of like this, yeah, there's this understanding of like what it really requires of you and how sometimes the simple things are the biggest. The Chariot. Okay. Mission, I heard the Spirit's been saying mission and mission statement and mission protocol and mission. What else have you been saying, Spirit? Remind me, what was the other one? Yeah, just like mission statements. They've been saying a lot about that. Like, what is your mission statement here? Stay committed to that, realign to that. Use that as your guiding principle or your North Star to realign back to. Anytime you get a little lost or off track, realign to whatever that principle is for you. 7 of Pentacles, and then keep doing the work, keep doing the labor, keep doing the intentional. Something about your posture is coming through, like staying upright. And something about a production or producing effect, producing an effect, staying upright and producing an effect. King of Swords. Is that a golden eagle here? A falcon or a hawk? Something about these raptor birds is coming through as messengers, as saviors, but not saviors that need to ride out as this knight to save the damsel. It's more like to get to these peaks. Oh yeah, look at this. They're both up on the top of the mountain, to be able to see the higher perspective, and not for the sake of achievement. Or I heard something about not destroying something. Not destroying what? Something about self-image. I'm being shown her with the portrait frame around her face, like it's a mirror, but it's actually, you can look right through it. Oh, sorry, this is King of Swords, not Knight of Swords. Did I say Knight of Swords? I can't remember now. But King of Swords is like you're getting to the top of the mountain and understanding your role in the dynamic of what you're meant to do. How much work and what kind of work and what potential lies within that work. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, work. It's very, very productive, this energy that you have for February, group 2. You're very productive this month, even if it doesn't feel like it. You're manifesting a lot. You're like, maybe you're planting some seeds, or you're doing some practical labor that's going to pay off, or maybe you're seeing some of that reward manifest this month, especially if you are combining this aspect of the guide, mystic, and storyteller. I feel these 3 as the most dominant energies in your reading. And a commitment to that. I'm hearing something about living your manifested life. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Living your manifested life. Ace of Swords. If you have some bright ideas, maybe take them into the future. I'm being shown March again, and March came up in group number 1 as well. And Spirit's been saying something about March recently. So I don't know if there's so much astrology that's shifting and changing in March. I know February is a big month astrologically. We've got the... Sorry, hold on. I'm just getting interrupted in my thought. I'm hearing something about potential format shifts and changes. Something about a rewiring, an effort, and a code. And it's shifting and it's changing. And it's purposeful. It's very intentional. Changing the grid network. Something about working with the earth realms, timelines in the earth, and the factors or potential in the meetings that you have in your real world exchanges, the people that you bump into, or the people that you're working with directly and intentionally on this. Something about guards and guardians. The guards that... okay, hold on. Something about guards. I don't know. I got stopped. Okay, hold on. King of Wands. Guarded. What's guarding? What's being guarded here? I'm hearing March again. So... okay, I'm not being called to talk about the astrology, although I was called to reference it, but I'm not called to talk about it directly. There's something that's being guarded here. I just heard the lion's heart path, and I'm being shown the hero. And he has this lion on his shirt because this is King of Wands, which is like the Leo archetype, and it feels significant. The patterns of the grid I'm hearing, and the map in the background of the earth is showing up. Something about earth mapping, earth plotting, like plotting and plotting. I'm being shown like fields, like plotting the field to make sure that it's all segmented correctly, and then plotting through it to plant things, to do your work properly. I'm hearing, okay, and the 9 of Wands reversed. I'm hearing a comeback. Ooh, a comeback. Something about the comeback kid. Or you're coming back to something, getting a call back has also been a message I've been hearing from Spirit lately. 4 of Pentacles. I'm hearing making progress. Okay, great. Yeah, definitely. Making progress. Good. I'm very glad to report that. Queen and King of Wands now. And there she's got the bulls and she's herding them. Something about Taurus season could also be significant. May. April and May. Yeah, the messages that are coming through are more than just February. These really span out much further. And Judgment, I just got a huge pitch change in my right ear, and I'm hearing making changes. It's something about financial gain and spiritual insights. I don't know how those are connected for you, group number 2, but there's something about that, and a commitment or a vow that was made regarding how you're going to prosper with what you can create. 10 of Wands. Look at that. And what is he doing? He's sprinkling seeds. And I'm hearing in the garden plot, but I was being shown like the plotted land and going through the fields. I'm hearing something about a prow. I don't know what that is. Prow. Are you proud? No, prow. Prow. 9 of Swords. Well, you had 9 here and 9 here. I just heard, it's not the right lyrics, but I heard that song. Who is that? Justin Timberlake? I only got 5 minutes to save the world. But I heard I've only got 9 minutes to save the world. And hero, heroine, yeah, this like, the world is in distress. We got to save the world. Okay. But, and those are the types of stories that we like, right? Those are the ones that have the most high stakes to them. The shepherd of the masses, I'm hearing, and I'm being shown this like toil that has been undertaken to provide guidance. 8 of Swords. Okay. I'm hearing messenger in disguise and something about the maker's mark and pain. I'm hearing mental aptitude. Okay. You guys here in group number 2. I'm hearing very proud beings. I don't know what that's referring to, but I was going to say you guys here in group number 2 are very strong thinkers. Your ability to guide through your words is really important here. Your ability to speak truth into things, your ability to write or to share things globally somehow is important here. February could be calling you sort of out of your creative comfort zone and calling you or tasking you with applying these mental abilities that you have in different ways. Maybe it's not in writing. It doesn't have to be through words in general, but I'm seeing you have a very high level of intellect, and that is going to be applied a little bit differently in February. 6 of Pentacles, like how you give and how you receive. Maybe something about, something about making something restore to its factory settings, I'm being shown. And then I'm being shown a factory where things are produced, and it's like you're resetting the machinery so that it gets back to its baseline, so that it can produce things in a way that's more aligned or that's more productive. So productivity seems to be a big theme here. And then 5 of Wands, and they've got the maypole here, which is an interesting depiction of the 5 of Wands, or it's reminding me of a maypole. So month of May seems to be very significant. I'm hearing it's a major jumping off point. Oh, okay. Well, that was one of the last readings that I did here. That was the inspired topic from Spirit, was a jumping off point. So May feels like it's a jumping off point for you, but there's something about February that's remaining very stationary for you or helping you to produce something that will result in May. Maybe it's like you plant the seeds in February, you harvest them in May, or you're setting the plot points in February, and then you do all this productive work. You start to see it shape up in the spring. The Hierophant, yes, Taurus, and something about the bull. I'm hearing the bull in the field. 6 of Wands, success. Success after a period of disappointment, especially. So something was difficult here, and if it's connected to love, or just something that you love, you know, if it's not romantic love, it's like something that you love, that you are willing and committed to giving your all to. It feels like that is going to be successful. And I'm hearing with good effort comes good fruit. Oh, let your past go. Okay, let your past go. Something about a cartel. And I'm being shown like a cart, but I was also getting something about a grouping. Like a cartel is kind of like a hidden society that runs things in a nefarious way. And then I was being shown the cart and the horse, you know, the horse carrying the cart to its delivery. Something about messengers again, something about hermetic codes is coming through. Mercury, Hermes, like gods of and messengers of God. And marketplaces too. You know, Mercury rules mercantile and marketplaces. And I'm hearing vision sharing and something about productivity in terms of sales is coming up. And I'm hearing wind in your sails, creative juices flowing again. Oh, great. Yes, very good. So where does this come into play with let your past go? It says the burden of carting your past around has made you weary. Dear one, it's time to see that see this burden. It says set this burden down. It's time to see this burden so you can set it down. Keep only the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and it's now gone. Yes. Not committed to that past, and something about a fear of productivity. I don't know what that'll mean for you, but that's coming through, so I'll relay it as the messenger. And look at that. Let your past go and time to go. Didn't you have 8 of Cups somewhere underneath, perhaps? I can't remember now, but it doesn't matter. Yes, you did. 8 of Cups right there. Right. So you are letting go. And you're getting a bright idea that takes you forward. Oh my God, does it take you forward? It's like inspiration. Tap into that, group 2. Tap into that in February, because it is pushing you to create, to do, to become very practical in your applied actions. And you're going to be rewarded from that effort. It's just going to be cause and effect, right? It's just a matter of time. So keep being productive in what you feel and facing any fears around productivity, because that just came through again. Okay, time to go. The sun sets and rises each day, and it's the same with the avenues in your life. See the beauty within each sunset in your life and know that the sun will rise again tomorrow. Endings are merely the start of new beginnings, and we are with you through each phase and cycle. I'm hearing being set forth, or being set free, set forth. Blessing in disguise. What appears to be a problem is actually part of your answered prayer. You'll understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. Trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayer in the best possible way. Prayers to the divine, and something about prayer matching. I'm hearing it's like matching the prayer. The archetype of a prayer. I don't know what this is, but it's coming through. Something about the archetype of a prayer and how that's matched. And I'm hearing the word delineated. And I'm hearing through time, and I'm being shown like cycles of time and how the prayer matches or connects as it loops through time to the product. The prayer and the product. And I wanted to say result, but the word product is coming out very strongly. Something about physical suits, and I'm being shown, well, the Pentacles is the suit of Earth, which is the physical suit in tarot, but I'm being shown physical suits in terms of, hold on, I'm hearing Jack of all trades. Yeah, I was trying to say physical suits in terms of like poker cards or playing cards is what I'm trying to say. Playing cards. What would that be? Clubs? Clubs? Yeah, I think so. And there's something about being a jack of all trades, or something about a suit again. Business, maybe it's a business suit, like an actual clothing, attire, like business suit, productivity. Something about a blessing in disguise again. And I'm hearing a day in the sun, and something about fun. I'm being shown a day at the beach, digging for worms, I'm hearing, and something about beaks. It's like the early bird gets the worm, but I don't know why it's at the beach. Maybe it's because it's close to the ocean, or maybe it's because it's a liminal zone, where endings and beginnings meet. In the center, I'm hearing. Okay, we've got one more deck to get to, but I'm very intrigued by this message, group 2. Very intrigued indeed. Let's see. Shift your energy. New experiences and possibilities. 19 and 18 as well. Okay. I want to say don't put the cart before the horse. Do things in the proper order, because that's what's going to be the most productive for you. It's kind of like telling a story. Sometimes you can tell a story from the ending to the beginning. It's a little bit harder to follow. It is a creative choice, though. You could do that. But if you do it in order, there's something about a blessing that you'll see from that. You're shifting your energy. Your guides are coming through all of a sudden. I'm getting like your purpose and your intent being shaped and shifted by your energy changes as you grow and evolve. You're embodying now some level of wisdom that you didn't have before. You're applying it literally and producing something out of it, and your guides are helping you shape that. I'm being shown the scene in Ghost when Whoopi Goldberg is, or no, it's not Whoopi Goldberg, it's Demi Moore. Who was whipping you into shape? Have you felt like you've been whipping the horse to get this cart moving? You've really been like putting in on a lot of effort, trying to grind things forward. Are you the course? Something about a course? Oh my God. Okay, hold on. It's just channeling through very fast. 1 second. Let me get my head around this. A course of action, a course in miracles. That's for someone specific. Creating a course, being productive. A horse, of course. Are you the horse? Are you the cart? Are you the beggar at the mart? Something about the market value of something and your productivity, not selling your soul, but being in alignment. Yes, being in alignment will create productivity. And being prepared. You are prepared. You are being prepared. Your guides walk with you. All has been shared. You have the wisdom. You have the notions of the truth. Now go forth and create. Now is the time. The gate. It will not wait. Take your time, but prepare to move forward. A new gate, G-A-I-T, as in a new walk, a new rhythm to your walk. You're walking taller, walking stronger, walking harder, planting your feet more firmly into the earth, creating a change that will unearth new gold in territory and realms that was once seen to hold no value. Okay. Whew, that all just channeled really. That was intense for me to experience. That all just channeled through really intensely. So I will leave that there. I'm hearing dear one. It says that right here too. Dear one, I'm being shown a deer with antlers. Something about the season of the deer. Something about great white buffalo calf. Great white buffalo woman and the calf. The calf of something about producing fruit. Bearing fruit, like being able to give birth to something in the physical, to actually see it come into fruition from a seed, from a thought, from an idea, from an insemination point. And the new beginnings that are going to come from that are very profound and untold. It's like this is an untold story that you are making up and sharing as you go along, and your guides are helping you to create the best potential for that fruit to go forward. Wow. There's a lot of new potential here, a lot of new experiences. So it feels like the story is still unwritten, or the rest is still unwritten, and you can rest easy knowing that you have full autonomy and control over what you create here. That like this is your story. And yes, sometimes the blank page can be intimidating, but I'm hearing automate. Maybe there's a way to be more productive, to do less work, like work easier, not harder. Work smarter, not harder. That's a better way of putting it. But I keep getting the word easier. Like it will be easier for you to work smarter, not harder. And especially applying some level of your intellect. And I'm hearing manifesting ideas, like being able to manifest ideas through your applied effort. Okay. Anything else you want to say to group number 2 before we go here, Spirit? They keep saying applied effort and will remain at no cost. Something about no cost to you. This will not cost you anything. Your effort will be provided. And I'm being shown like manifested energy. It's not going to cost, it's not going to deplete you. It's not going to lead to burnout. There's something about this productivity that moves through you very effortlessly. And I'm hearing no fear of judgment. I don't know what that's referring to, but like maybe you're not fearing being judged for how you do things now, or the story that you're telling, or what you're creating here. And I'm being shown a gold mine, mining for gold mine. And I'm being shown gold in the mind. You have the gold mine is not up somewhere in the mountains. It's in your own mind. It's up there. Crown chakra, very significant for you. I'm hearing getting a handle on it. I'm being shown pot handles. Getting a handle on something to do with your crown chakra. And, to wear a crown, you have to keep your head held high. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, but it's only because purposeful responsibility, something about purple is coming through. That's crown chakra again. Yes. Okay. So purposeful responsibility, wearing that purple crown is going to actually free you. It's like more possibility is not a bad thing, and something about endless possibility being a blessing in disguise, because you can really create anything you want. And you will literally will this into being. That's your vow and commitment. And something about service to another could be part of this. Service to the earth. Some of you may be light workers. You could work with the New Earth grid. You could work with other people as a guide, as a mystic, as a storyteller, as a healer, as I just heard an archetype of yourself, and then I'm seeing wealth, wealth, wealth. An archetype of yourself. It's like you're making a whole new archetype. And I'm hearing making it work in a better way, okay? So whatever you've been trying to do up to this point, if you were redirected or you need to let something go in February, it's very important that you release that and shift into a higher gear here, because it's far more productive. You know, it's like you were grinding it out in first and second gear, couldn't feel fully committed in some way because things were grinding. It was difficult. The production line was getting kind of like backed up, and I'm hearing things were falling through the cracks, but now you're gearing up into a higher gear. You've got it better this time. It's like you know better how to do it. You've gained a lot of wisdom over time through excruciating balancing and rebalancing. I just heard that's what Spirit said, through excruciating balancing and rebalancing. And now you're better able, much better able. And I'm hearing what you bring to the table is better accepted. I feel like there's a lot of value in that, and it's being recognized by yourself and others. Okay, so yeah, be open to creative insights this month. February is going to ask you to release some stuff, but my God, is it going to bring in so much better, and you're going to create from that. So blessings, 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 some in disguise, some not for, wow, I almost just wanted to say December. That was so weird, but for February group number 2. So blessings for that month and beyond. Thank you so much for being here. To the members who are supporting the channel and getting access to ad-free additional content. And thank you to everybody who's here. Thank you for liking the video, sharing it with a friend for February if you feel called to do so. And if you guys want to book a reading with me, I am still currently offering a short window of opportunity for 30-minute readings. They are linked in the description box. You can send in the payment through PayPal with the amount, then your name and your email address. So thank you guys for that. And thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. Thank you to everybody who's already ordered a reading from me. And it makes it possible for me to keep doing this work here. So I love you. Thank you. May you be blessed in February and beyond for your greatest and highest good and the greatest and highest good of all. I love you guys. We'll see you next time.